So let's just pretend for a bit that if I was given the power to RMC any roller coaster at Kennywood, which one would I take under the knife and why? So as you might know, every single wooden coaster at Kennywood is labeled an ACE roller coaster landmark, mostly because of how old their wooden coasters are. The park has 3 classic wooden coasters, so we have some options to work with. Again, please note, this is simply a fantasy scenario that I would never see happening in real life. So, for those freaking out thinking that Kennywood is actually going to RMC their favorite woody coaster in the park, take a deep breath and relax. To start things off, let's talk about the oldest wooden coaster in the park, and that's Jackrabbit. This is the one roller coaster in the park that I would never consider RMCing. It has a very basic layout. I mean, it's 99 years old, so I wouldn't expect much complexity with its design. The ride's key point elements is the double down drop. It provides a good dose of airtime. It's a great moment of airtime that you could just ride over and over. Now, you could come up with like a simple RMC layout for Jackrabbit, but without doing major changes to the current structure, like making it considerably taller, you're not going to be getting much out of the ride's layout. Also, I would never touch Jackrabbit because it's my favorite wooden coaster in the park. It's a fun ride that needs to last for many years to come. Moving on, let's talk about Racer. This Mobius racing roller coaster is also an extremely old roller coaster that was built in 1927. It's a fun family racing coaster that focuses more on the racing element than actually providing like an intense layout. The ride does have a few moments of airtime, and some laterals are fun, but this is mostly an interactive attraction that is pretty popular with the GP. At first glance, this coaster looks to be a great contender to get the RMC treatment. Our first instinct would to compare it to Twisted Colossus, which you can find at Six Flags Magic Mountain. The major difference, though, would be the ride height. Racer is a rather short roller coaster standing only 72 feet tall. The ride does use the terrain to give it a little bit more height, but unless you raise the structure at least another 30 to 40 feet, Racer would make a small RMC coaster that would still be fun, but nowhere near as the level of like Twisted Colossus. You could either split this into 2 separate RMC coasters, or just like Twisted Colossus, make it into one long coaster, which technically that's what Racer is right now. But anyways, this would be my runner-up choice to RMC. But the clear winner at Kennywood, in my eyes, is Thunderbolt. Originally called the Pippin, this wooden coaster features the tallest drop out of all the wooden coasters in the park. The ride only stands 70 feet, but managed to deliver over 3,000 feet of track. It has a 90-foot drop. The ride uses the ravine to its full advantage, diving down into the valley 4 times. Thunderbolt would be my choice to RMC. Similar to the other wooden coasters in the park, the ride structure would need to be altered some to make it taller, but there's still a lot of good elements here to work with. One of the dives into the ravine could be like turned into one of their famous 0G dives. I would leave one of the 2 strong lateral turns because that turn is so iconic to the original ride, but rework the rest into a more twisty airtime filled layout. Honestly, I think it would be awesome if the ride started off with like a short launch before dropping right into the ravine. It would then deliver some insane ejector airtime and up the intensity during the first part of the ride. So, in conclusion, would we ever see any of these roller coasters transform into a hybrid beast of sorts? Probably not. I mean, we can never say never, but I would confidently say that the wooden coasters at Kennywood are safe. These rides are well kept and beloved by many, honestly without doing some major changes to the current ride structure, like making them taller. None of these wooden coasters would make like an overly thrilling RMC. Pennsylvania has a lot of great wooden coasters, and I think there are some other great rides in the state that would make a better fit for the RMC treatment, like Twister at Knoebels, just to name one, and also either Wildcat or Lightning Racers at Hershey Park. Well, that's it for today's video. Tell me what you think. Should Kennywood RMC one of their wooden coasters? Which one would you like to see RMC'd? Let me know in the comments below. As always, please subscribe so you don't miss out on more great content coming your way by X Screen Thrills.